Hey everybody, back again. Another video here. I don't follow this guy, but I follow him as in his videos pop up, and I love watching them because he's brutally honest, like I am. Now I've seen this video, and I've seen the one before it, and I've seen a lot of the other ones, and it's freaking hilarious because we need somebody like this here in our city, because I've dealt with police around here so many times. Currently, I am dealing with all kinds of stuff with the police, and they all suck ass. The local courthouse, you cannot enter the city courthouse with a camera. It's deemed illegal. You can't enter the courthouse in Kingman because it's illegal. The Arizona Supreme Court superseded the Ninth Circuit Court, saying that filming inside of courthouses, police stations, or anything else that is government is illegal. Which that goes against the court that's above them. And it's just crazy. It's unconstitutional. You can't even walk into my police station with your phone recording because they'll tell you to shut it off. When I went in to show video footage of somebody trespassing on my property, they told me that I had to step outside and send it to them via the link. When I was at the court, my neighbor, Larry, he answered his phone because his wife was calling, and it was like, this was a big deal with us. People threatening us, and it was big. We both had to be there, went and talked with the judge. Now, he answered the phone, and security, court staff, all set, were screaming, put the phone down, hang up, that is illegal, we can't arrest you. It's like, this is bullshit. You can't use your phone. If you have to make a phone call, if you have to text anybody, if you have to even write, God forbid, write an email, you have to leave the building. Only people that are allowed to use electronics in our court office or courthouse are employees of the city. That's bullshit. Like, big time bullshit. You can't go to the city hall and record video. You can't do any of that. It is deemed private property. Everything apparently in this state is private property unless it is your property. Your property becomes everybody's property. The douche canoe that lives across the street, he was given 14 days to leave. They were supposed to tow his vehicle. They didn't tow his vehicle, but they took the license plate that he had on his vehicle because it was stolen. The license plate was stolen. And it's like, okay, the license plate was stolen, and yet you're going to let him slide on that? You're just going to take the plate back and bring it back to the rightful owner? That makes no sense. That's a felony. What the hell? Not to mention, he's trespassing on somebody else's property. And the paperwork that he has saying that he can stay there is a forged document with forged signatures. But they're letting it slide. They're letting Junior slide on everything. I had police officers tell me that I can't be the victim of stalking because I'm a man and my stalker is a man. Officers told me that they will not honor and uphold the judge's order of protection because it is too vaguely written for their care. I Officer Canfield, Lieutenant or Sergeant or whatever, Sergeant Canfield said that he will not arrest Junior for violating the order because he doesn't believe that a judge has the authority to bar another person from being near your property or talking to you. That is the whole point of of the order. And it was Lieutenant Harris told me that Junior can't be violating the order by filing false police reports against me, because that's not harassment, even though that's the definition of the law. The definition of the law says harassment is filing false police reports against somebody, and that violates the order. Like all the way around. I've like 7-8 months where I was calling every single day because this kid was outside my house. This kid was following me to the stores. But according to the police, that's not how this works. I send messages to the mayor, I send letters to the mayor, I send emails to the mayor, nothing. Send stuff to code enforcement. Code enforcement only works 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If there's a crime or a code violation after 5 p.m. or before 9 a.m., call police, and police will handle it. And then the police show up, and the police go, well, we don't deal with that. We're officers. We uphold the law, and that's nothing we can handle. Okay. Then you call code enforcement when they're open, and then they go, you should have called somebody, because we can't do anything about it now. Then what the hell? You guys don't work on the weekends. Violations happen on the weekends, and you guys say nothing can be done about it. I mean, this guy, he walked into the town hall or whatever it was and went to get, public records. Police show up and tell him they're going to arrest him if he doesn't stop filming. I mean, he's filing lawsuits. I'd file lawsuits, but, per my position at my current company, any kind of legal matters that would fall upon that would cost me my job, and I'd lose medical, dental, everything. I'd lose my vehicles, I'd lose my property, I'd pretty much lose everything, and so would the other people that work with me, because it is a contractual obligation. And if I go to any of these places and I do something like this, I don't hold my tongue. I'm very boisterous, and if there is somebody like an officer that has some kind of mental disability, I call it out. I call it out to their face. I mean, when the officer said that he was going to arrest me for what was it? Interference, and then he was going to arrest me for another thing, and both of them require physical acts. I was only speaking, and he told me to shut my mouth and fuck off. He told me, get the fuck out of here. He told me to get the fuck off the property, and it's like, dude, you don't have authority to tell me to leave my property? You don't have authority to tell me to leave my neighbor's property when I am there as their guest. This guy was just all over us. He refused to do everything. The officer that showed up and ran the tags on the RV and said, oh yeah, that's so-and-so, he's allowed to be there. He apparently didn't even notice that the tags that he ran came back to a car, not an RV. And he didn't care enough to actually investigate, because then he would have had that fucker pulled off the property because he was trespassing. Because he let it slide, code enforcement had to come in and backdate documents to the date of the incident so that they can get a proper 14-day notice. The officer failed, and I asked him straight to his face, are you refusing to do your job? He said, absolutely. Twice. I asked him if he was failing to do his job in contacting code enforcement to verify that the property is to remain vacant. Absolutely. Are you refusing to do your job and talk with the person that is inside the vehicle? Absolutely. I don't have to talk with him. I asked him if he was going to refuse to do his job and call the property owner and verify that he is allowing somebody to live on his property in basically a tent. He said absolutely. I mean, there's like 3 good officers in our police station. 3. That's as many as I can think of. And it's sad. I mean, we've been through this for 2 years now, and I've been trying to get some of these big time auditors to come down here and just see how horrible these officers treat you. They will literally cuss you out. These officers will scream in your face, will threaten you with all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've been threatened to be maced. I've been threatened to be thrown to the ground. I've been threatened to be charged with all kinds of stuff and hauled off to Kingman and held there until a judge can see me in a couple days. I mean, these guys, they're insane. They're insane with power. It's like, no matter what you do, they can do more. I mean, you've got officers that have been charged with all kinds of felonies, but if they do no wrong for 6 months, that felony goes away. It doesn't even show up on their record. Oh, you're the chick that he was talking about in here, the officer lady. She's the constitutional specialist. Yeah, she got her boyfriend killed. She left out her duty pistol on the nightstand, and he killed himself with it. And she got all the charges for it. And they're like, okay, you got charged. We're gonna have you agree to pleading guilty to everything, and then all of your charges are gonna get dropped. How do you plead guilty to something, and because you plead guilty, the charges get dropped? I mean, hell, look at our damn court system here. Our court system. Junior, 13 charges since he turned 18. I found documents from the court from his previous arrest. His previous arrest says it was when he was like 14 or 15, something like that. But he was arrested for criminal activity, and he had to pay restitution to the state in the amount of $40,601. 40,601. That is how much he owes to the state for damages. Damages and court fees. That is insane. Now, because he was a minor, it had to fall into the category of his parents had to sign paperwork saying they would pay it back. Well, after 2 years or whatever, however many years it was, they didn't pay anything. They didn't pay a dime. So that went and got transferred to him. And the funny thing about that is, when it transferred to him, he only had to pay $100. $100 in restitution. How does that work? Man, he's got all kinds of burglary convictions. His girlfriend owns a home business where she goes and cleans houses for a living and whatnot. And it's funny because she's stealing stuff from these houses. She created a profile. She created a profile. Hold on, I got a thing here. Dating. Just looking for somebody to pay my bills. Sugar daddy applications are now open. If you don't have money, don't message me. Yeah. It's this lady. And then she's got a cleaning service that she is unlicensed. She doesn't have a license. She doesn't have any bonding. She's not insured. None of it. She is running a fake business. She's got business cards made up. She's got vehicle decals made up. And she's like, I'll clean for $100 if you provide the cleaning materials, $200 if I have to bring the materials. I work in these 3 states, and it's like, no. That is illegal. You cannot operate a business without a license. You have to be licensed, bonded, and insured. You have to be registered with the state. You can't work across state lines unless you have a permit or a license for that state as well. But alas, they don't care, and the city and state don't care either, because they're letting it slide. I mean, hell, these people are insane with power. In our city, if you commit a crime, and you have 30 days to get your shit in order before seeing the prosecutor for your pretrial conference. If you commit a crime between the time you commit a crime and your pretrial, you get another 30-day extension. And you can ask for as many continuances and extensions as possible. Junior is currently on his 7th extension. It's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, seven continuances where he doesn't have to see the judge about anything. He's out here driving around in a new car, and it's like either you stole it or you're borrowing it, because I mean, your girlfriend's apparently pimping herself out. But I mean, this kid's out here just doing whatever he wants. He doesn't have a license. It's still revoked. His registration is still revoked. He's not allowed to register a vehicle in the state of Arizona until his 30th birthday or something like that. So he's got like 6 years or something like that. 6 years. He's got 6 years before he can register a vehicle in this state legally in his name because of all the trouble that he's caused. I mean, it's sad. This kid gets busted driving in a car without a license, without insurance, without a registration, and his baby is laying on a towel in the back or blanket or something in the back seat. No baby's seat, no nothing, no nothing. Just laying there in the back seat as he's driving. Gets pulled over. They impound the vehicle. They send the baby back out, like home with the mother, who had to come and pick the baby up. Junior gets cited and released. No child protective services, no ticket. He's just cited and released. And now he can, according to the prosecutor, he can go to one of these third-party companies that have deals with the DMV, or MVD as Arizona calls it. He can pay them a small fee. I think it's like $150. They will reinstate his license, and then he can show that license to the judge, and all of his charges get dropped. It just dropped, like it never even happened. This is bullshit. And the cops around here, they don't care what anybody does. They don't. If you're a criminal, you do anything you want. Anything you want. If you're a law-abiding citizen and you call the cops on a criminal for criminal acts, they yell at you. They give you the third degree. I was told on the phone, I was told on the damn phone by Canfield that he's only calling me out of courtesy, and so I'd stop calling the police. That's some bullshit. We need somebody like this to come down here and just rip into these officers, rip into these laws. I mean, I've sent emails to our governor, to the governor's office, saying, hey, these specific rules that were put in place by the Arizona Supreme Court are unconstitutional. They also violate previous orders by the Supreme Court and our district court. These things have been on the books for years. And then our own Arizona Supreme Court said, you know what? We're going to make it illegal to do these things in our state. Okay, so you're kneecapping the First Amendment? Because why? This is bullshit. It really is. But, I mean, I digress. You know, hit this guy up, watch his videos. I mean, he's pretty wild. I mean, he stands his ground. He knows his laws. I just wish, we had people around here that did this. I mean, that can do it without, losing their jobs. It's just wild. I'm backing these guys. It's like, I'm a hardcore police officer supporter as long as the police officers do their goddamn jobs. If you are an officer and you refuse to do your job, then you are not a good officer. You are a dirty cop. To me, a dirty cop is a cop that does not do his job. Law says one thing. If you make up reasons why you shouldn't uphold that law, then you're a dirty cop. Plain and simple.